Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Colin McGuigan for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by Gabe Rosado, King Gabe Rosado. Gabe, we're back. You know, we need to talk about this on this video. You owe me a lot of money, my friend.
What? What you talking about? What fight was
Crawford
this?
Spence.
Oh, Crawford Spence. Yo, bro.
Didn't I call it though?
Yo, that. No, yeah, you did. I mean, but look, man. It is what it is, man. That's in the past now.
I want to talk a little bit about you first of all. I know we're here for Paul Perry, but are you coming back? There's been rumors that you're coming back. You know, I mean, even a couple months ago there was talk with Matchroom of potential Berlanga Rosado.
Yeah.
Is it still potential?
Well, you know, man, it just is. If it makes sense, man, you know, I definitely want to get back, but it's not just to jump in there. It's just a fight that makes sense. So we'll see how that plays out, man.
In terms of what does make sense, is Berlanga a name you'd like? Gabe, I know you've sparred him. I know you guys at one point were quite close. I don't know if you are anymore.
No, yeah, we're cool, man. We're cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of seeing how it plays out. Does he get the Canelo fight? You know what I mean? I think the fight that makes the most sense for Canelo will obviously be the mandatory with Berlanga, but you know, now there's talks that he might fight Eubank. So if he does fight Eubank, you know, then like I said, man, I'm available to make that fight happen, man. I think it'd be a dope fight. You know, for the Puerto Rican public and just for boxing fans as far as making the fight either, you know, Orlando, Puerto Rico, New York, you know, I think it'd be dope.
How does Canelo Eubank go if it does happen?
You know what I'm saying? I think that fight's more for, you know, I think Canelo's mentioned that he's always wanted to fight in the UK and London. So I think it's more of a personal thing for Canelo just kind of just saying I fought in London. You know what I mean? But, you know, I don't think it's a fight that's dangerous for Canelo. Eubank's a smaller guy. But who knows, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got to give a guy a shot. You know, Eubank, who knows? Maybe he pulls an upset. But, you know, obviously, Canelo's heavily favored in that fight.
Jake Paul, Mike Perry this week. Is there a potential that Jake Paul spoils the opportunity of the Mike Tyson fight? Because Mike Perry's here in his game.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the Mike Tyson fight, obviously, it's a big money fight. You know what I'm saying? So you're putting it at risk fighting a guy like Mike Perry because, you know, he's a dog. And, yeah, he only has one pro fight that he lost. But, you know, that was years ago. And he's undefeated in bare knuckle. And, you know, he has lots of fights in the MMA world. You know, so he's used to this. He's used to this event. And this is a guy that's not washed up. You know what I'm saying? He's in his prime. And he's going to be in Jake Paul's face. So it's a dangerous fight for Jake.
Moving quickly on, we've got some news in the last few weeks that Triple G is potentially coming back.
Yeah.
You want to run that back?
That'd be dope. We could run that. We could run that back, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a fight that I've always wanted to take back. I remember when we fought in the Garden back in 2013. I was the number one mandatory at 154, and I prematurely moved up to 160 to fight Golovkin, man. And it was a mistake at that time. You know, at that time, I was just a young kid who was like, what? World title, middleweight title at the Madison Square Garden, HBO, and I'm excited, man. But my team was supposed to do their job and hold me back and say, not right now. But, you know, it is what it is. It was history, man. It's history now. But, you know, it's definitely a fight that I would love to run back.
Talk to me a little bit about being outside of the ring. Why do we look at guys like Triple G, you know, made his money, made his impact on the sport, but still has that drive and those itchy knuckles to come back? What is it, Gabe? Because you're experiencing it right now.
Yeah, man, listen. It's just, man, boxing and life it goes hand in hand. You box how you live how you box, right? And it's just one of those things as you grow, as you get older, yeah, you lose your speed. I mean, you lose a bit of you lose your reflex, a bit of that, but your mind, you get wiser. And when you watch fights, you see mistakes that the young fighters make. And you go, oh, I can make them pay. Because boxing is all about timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're younger, a guy throws a jab, in your youth, you go, you do that big thing, right? When you're older, you know, the guy throws a jab, boom, just throw it off the top. You don't got to do that drop. It's just small little things that you could do as an older fighter is wisdom. And I think, man, it's like you never lose that drive to want to keep fighting. It's like if you're a guitar player, you're gonna play that shit to the day you die, right? You're not gonna be like, oh, I'm too old to play the guitar, right?
A little bit different when you're taking punches in the brain, though.
No, but the thing is boxing. This is what we do. This is in our DNA. We're fighters. We're fighters. And like I said, man, I think it's just you see things differently as you get older, and then you get that itch. And I think that's what most fighters. Some fighters do it because they need the bag. That's for the wrong reasons. But if you're doing it for the true love of the sport, and you do it like guys like did it like Bernard Hopkins, champion at 46, George Foreman, champion at 45, Larry Holmes, and you look at guys that were very successful in their 40s, these were guys that they weren't doing it for the money. Obviously the money, yeah, but it was mainly just for the love of the sport and the science.
We're 2 weeks out from a massive fight week in your hometown, Crawford Madrimov. Are you going to be a part of that in any media capacity?
Man, I would love to, man. I would love to, you know. Got to talk to the team and see if I get on that somehow. But I think that's a great show. Crawford's moving up to 54. And, you know, what's his name? Because Madrimov, yeah, because it's hard to pronounce his name. He's really that dude, man. He got skills, and it's not going to be a walk in the park. And I think it's just one of those fights where if Crawford wins that title, it just shows how great Crawford is, because he's not fighting. I think he's fighting the top guy in the division. So
where would you like him to go next after that fight if he was to win against Madrimov?
You know what I'm saying, man? It's like at this point, man, you know, Crawford can move up to 60, you know what I'm saying, and fight guys like Charlo and things like that. Where you got Fundora, that's a fun fight right there, Fundora. So who knows, man? You know, Danny Garcia. I don't know if Danny retired, but that'd be a dope fight soon. So man, you know, I don't think the Canelo fight happens, even though he wants that fight, because I think that's a win-win for him. Whether he loses that fight, it really doesn't matter because he's a smaller guy. I just think that fight is not that appealing for Canelo, because Canelo feels like I really don't have anything to gain in that fight.
Couple more from me. Canelo Benavidez, how would that go?
You know, that's a close fight, but I think Canelo is, you know, he showed his greatness against Munguia. He dominated that fight. And I think there was times where he really could have stepped on the gas if he wanted to, but he didn't. So, you know, that Canelo is hard to beat. But Canelo that's slipping, that's rolling, that's countering, you know what I mean? That's setting up shots. He wasn't just throwing one shot at a time. When he fought Charlo, it was just one shot at a time. It was like a sparring session. But when he fought Munguia, it was the jab, it was slipping, it was the uppercuts, it was the body shots. And that's a hard style to beat. So I think that fight hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's because Canelo's ducking them. I think Canelo's just like, that's the fight the world wants to see, pay up. So I think he's in a position where it's like, y'all want to see that fight? Well, how bad do y'all want to see it? All right, 150 mil. And they're like, what? But if you think about it, it's going to do the pay-per-view numbers and it's going to sell out. So it's going to generate that kind of money.
Shakur Tank, if it was to happen, how does it go, Gabe?
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to call because, you know, right now, Shakur is getting a lot of heat on his style and people are saying he's boring. But the thing is that style is so hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? But Tank has already proven himself in the sense of he's the face, right? Behind Canelo, he's the face of boxing as far as generating pay-per-view numbers and selling out stadiums. And then on top of that, he's winning by knockouts. It's like the Mike Tyson effect. He's like the baby Mike Tyson, for real. So, you know, as far as for the fans, he's must-see TV. And then Shakur is like, now a boxing fan like me, I appreciate his style, but for the majority, people are really not entertained. So I think people are leaning more towards Tank. But I know better. That fight is very close. That's a tough fight. And Tank might have the edge just because he has that punching power. You know what I mean? The punching power might make the difference.
AJ Dubois in London, how does it go?
AJ
against Daniel Dubois.
Oh, that's a good fight, man. You know, I think right now AJ, I think he rebound, man. You know, I think he was going through some it was like a mental lapse where he lost some confidence, and you know, I think he caught a rhythm. He started winning fights. He's getting knockouts, and it's like, I think right now it's like you seeing a more mature AJ, where he's dangerous. He has that punching power. He has that skill. But now it's like he added that mental toughness to his game, which makes a big difference. So I give AJ the slight edge just because I feel like mentally he's just on another level right now, and he's a lot more confident.
Final one from me. You're talking about mentality in boxing. We've seen Ryan Garcia over the last few weeks, mentally troubled, issues. What do you make of it all, Gabe?
Man, bro, it's like he need to forget about boxing. Like, you gotta, like, it's like, he said that all the craziness was to sell the fight, but the fight's over, and you're still saying, he made racist comments that, he was under the influence. He sounded a little drunk on the interview, but it's like, bro, you gotta just right now put your health first. You know what I'm saying? Get some help, go to rehab, and step away from this boxing thing right now, man. Because look, he's had mental health problems and he's admitted, right? So if you're getting hit upside the head, it ain't making it no better. And when you're doing training camps, you're getting hit in training camp too. So if you're already suffering from mental issues and you're getting hit upside the head, bro, it's just gonna enhance the problem. So right now, man, rest your head, rest your brain. Stop consuming alcohol. Stop doing drugs. Stop getting hit upside the head, and truly take this 1 year suspension as a time to just rebuild yourself. And then we'll see if he's fit to fight. But I'm not interested in seeing him fight right now. I think I want to see him get help, man. Because he's such a good fighter, man. He's so talented, but I feel like he's just falling off the horse right now.
Well, Gabe Rosado, always a pleasure. Good to see you, my man, and hopefully catch up again this week.
For sure, bro. Thanks.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.